Well, that didn't take long. Abandoned ship! Hello, I'm Marvin, and I'm the Movie Monster. We've spoken at length on this channel about the disgusting and atrocious failure that is Joker 2, or as we like to call it, Joker Folie.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
It's setting records in terms of both comic book adaptations and films in general, and not the good kind. From an opening weekend bomb that was worse than both The Marvels and Morbius to an 81% drop-off in box office numbers in its second week, this movie isn't struggling, it's dead.
Olsen, help me up onto his casket so I can dance on it!
Warner Brothers has even issued leaks placing all the blame on director Todd Phillips, a man who they paid $20 million to make this dreck. This movie had a budget of $200 million, and when you factor in theater cuts and marketing expenses, the break-even point is around $500 million.
Big money!
Industry pundits have estimated that this movie will lose Warner Brothers Discovery somewhere between $150 and $200 million. And keep in mind, this is a studio that's $40 billion in debt.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind.
So to say that WB is hurting right now is the understatement of the century. This certainly didn't help. DC has been a dying brand since Zack Snyder. Fumbled the single biggest movie of all time, the first ever on-screen team-up between Batman and Superman.
You're letting him kill Martha.
Ever since then, it's been a slow, steady decline with massive bombs like Justice League, Blue Beetle, Black Adam, The Flash, and even when DC gets a movie that makes the money like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam, they give us horrific sequels that flop hard like Wonder Woman 1984, Shazam Fury of the Gods, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. The only good decision DC's made in the last decade has been getting rid of Snyder, never releasing his vision of Justice League theatrically, and canning the reportedly atrocious Batgirl movie. That's why it comes as no shock that DC's pulling Joker Folie out of theaters already, announcing its digital release date, and it's a lot sooner than anyone could have possibly imagined. How soon? We'll find out today on Tooney Town TV. Well, here we are talking about Joker Folie, probably for the last time, because it's being drop-kicked out of theaters very, very soon with a digital streaming premiere date revealed. Now, guys, I should remind you that today, filming this on Monday, October 21st, that this movie came out on October the 4th. So it has not even been out for a full month yet. Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga's box office stud Joker Folie appears to have a digital streaming release date already. Now, Joker Folie, a sequel to the 2019 blockbuster Joker, was released in theaters on October 4th and was hit hard with negative reviews and had a rough start at the worldwide box office. The official logline for the movie reads, Joker Folie finds Arthur Fleck institutionalized at Arkham Asylum, awaiting trial for his crimes as Joker. While struggling with his dual identity, Arthur not only stumbles upon true love, but also finds the music that's always been inside him. Man, it's really odd that this movie failed with such a stunning write-up, isn't it? Phoenix reprises his Oscar-winning role as Arthur Fleck Joker, while Lady Gaga plays Lee Quinzel / Harley Quinn. Co-written and directed by Todd Phillips, Joker Folie is a crime drama jukebox musical featuring song standards and contemporary hits. They're not hits here, folks. The only hit that they took was at the box office. So in a report Tuesday by Variety about the film's box office performance, the trade publication indicated the film will debut in the home entertainment market on Tuesday, October 29th. That's 25 days in theaters, guys. If my math is correct, which it usually isn't. But it is in this case, because it's very simple math. Although Variety did not specifically indicate that the movie was being released on digital streaming via premium video on demand, a report by comic book movie outlet Comic Book noted that Joker Folia's PVOD date was October 29th. Once Joker Folie debuts on PVOD, it will be available for purchase for $24.99 on digital platforms like Prime Video, Apple TV Plus, and Vudu. Typically, PVOD rentals, which are good for a 48-hour period, are $5 less, so viewers can expect to rent the film for $19.99. That's just in the beginning. Eventually, the rental goes down to like $2, $3. But, you know, when it first comes out, they want to con you into actually buying the license. But not buying the movie, buying the license. And make sure you remember that, folks. You don't actually own it. You're going to own nothing and like it. That's their motto. And, you know, we have to push back on that. I sincerely doubt this is actually going to get a DVD and Blu-ray release. So the box office numbers listed in this article are a little out of date. So let's switch over to another Forbes article written by the same guy, Tim Lammers. This is about the fact that this past weekend, Joker Folie has already tumbled out of the box office top 5. The sequel stumbled out the gate in its opening weekend on October 4th to 6th with $37.8 million in domestic ticket sales. That was abysmal. It was behind the Marvels. It was behind Morbius. It was just absolutely terrible. And normally a box office take that size would be healthy stuff for any film, but since director Todd Phillips' Joker Folie had a production budget of $200 million before prints and advertising, it was a bellwether that the film was facing a disastrous run in theaters, and disastrous it turned out to be. Now, in the second weekend, the film fell to number 4 at the box office after the surprising debut of the unrated Terrifier 3 in theaters. The shock horror film, which was produced for $2 million before P&A, earned more than $18 million in 2,514 theaters, while Joker earned $7 million in 4,102. That was an 81% drop in business from its opening weekend. Now, according to the numbers, Joker Folie earned $2.18 million in domestic sales in its third weekend for a number 6 finish at the domestic box office. Its tally was down 69%, nice, from its week 2 business, but it should be noted that the film's week 1 and 2 screen count of 4,102 theaters dropped to 2,857. That's not a great look, guys. To date, per the numbers, Joker has earned $56.4 million domestically and $135.5 million internationally for a worldwide box office tally of $191.9 million. Now, how much will it lose? That's the big question. Now, per an October 14th report in Variety, it could lose anywhere from $150 million to $200 million during the film's run in theaters. The trade publication noted that in addition to the film's $200 million budget, its marketing spend was $100 million. Variety noted that since its ticket sales for the film are split between the studio and theater owners, it means Joker Folie would have to make $450 million worldwide to even break even in theaters, which is, well, guys, not going to happen. The break-even point for Joker, according to Warner Brothers sources, is $375.
This is a lie.
Which doesn't matter because that's also not going to happen. By contrast, 2019's Joker made more than $1 billion during its theatrical run against a $55 million budget before P&A, according to the numbers. The box office tracker noted that the film made an additional $56.9 million in domestic video sales. Now, how much home video sales will add to the Joker's bottom line remains to be seen. Variety noted in its report about the film's box office woes that it was set to debut on digital streaming via Premium Video on Tuesday, October 29th. We know that. It was estimated this was going to lose $150 to $200 million for a studio that's already $40 billion in debt. So what do you think, guys? Do you think that they're pulling it out too fast? Do you think? I mean, it debuted in China over the weekend as well, and it did about like $3 million there, I think, or somewhere between 3 and 5, I think. But the problem is they never got the first Joker, so I don't know why they would even want it. So do you guys think Warner Brothers is going to learn a lesson from this? Do you think we have kind of seen the last of the terrible DC sequels? Will James Gunn be able to turn this ship around? I want to know what you guys think, so sound off in the comment section below and let me know. So we got a movie here that dropped on October the 4th, and it's going to hit home video 25 days later on October 29th. Wow, that is the definition of failure.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Warner Brothers has clearly decided that after the last weekend's abysmal performance, they need to just call this one a loss and try to recoup at least some costs via home video. But let's face it, folks, they're not going to sell much. Digital releases are starting to fall by the wayside, even for movies that people like, because people have come to understand two very important things. Number one, when you purchase something digitally, you don't actually own it. The company can take it from you at any time. You're only buying a license to view it. And two, everyone knows that movies like this are just going up on the studio streaming platform in the near future anyway. That's why I fought the urge to buy Deadpool and Wolverine when it came out. It's coming to Disney Plus sometime soon, so why spend the money on something I don't actually own?
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
But also, who would even want to own Joker Folie? This putrid dumpster fire was the brainchild of pompous morons, and it made no money whatsoever. It's gonna go down in history as one of the biggest misfires in all of film, and rightfully so. Everyone involved in the creation of this thing, except for Lady Gaga, because she actually did a good job and had nothing to do with the conception of this film, should have to wait a long time before they ever work again. That means Todd Phillips, Joaquin Phoenix, and all the hacks. But it's Hollywood, baby, so I'm sure they're all gonna gloriously fail upward.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Though I have a feeling it's gonna be a cold day in hell before Warner Brothers works with Todd Phillips again. The reports of him being downright hostile to the studio are shocking to hear, and his abject failure means that he's actually gonna be held accountable for those actions. If this movie had made $1 billion, nobody was gonna care that he refused any studio help. But he failed, so now it's time to put him in the stockades.
Shame. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you.
Anyway, Joker Folie at Deux box office legacy will be a mere 25 days in theaters, in which it made no money, entertained no one, and drove one of the world's biggest and dumbest movie studios further into the crushing black hole of inescapable corporate debt. So we get a happy ending after all. Thanks for joining us, and a special thanks to our Tooneytown TV channel members. You guys are the secret sauce and the Big Mac of Tooneytown, and for that, we've given you exclusive content, like member-exclusive live streams and other great shows. Also, look later this week for Unnamed True Crime Podcast with Marvin Trish. That's coming out later this week, so keep your eyes peeled. You also get early access to all Tooneytown videos, including this one. So if you're not a channel member, join today. And please join us Thursday nights at 8 p.m. EST for Tooney Talk TV, a live stream pop culture podcast where you can make your voice heard as a part of the Tooneytown community. If you liked what you saw here today, please like, share, and subscribe. Click the bell icon to get notified of new videos as they drop. From all of us here at the Tooneytown channels, I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. Now get out of here!